Hello, hello. Please say hi when you jump on. Hello, hello, guys. Please say hi when you jump on. Let me know you're here, and if you're new and you've never been on before, please tell us where you're from and that you're new. And for those of you that are regulars, I'm not seeing any comments. Has anybody commented yet? That's weird. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Martha. First class in your new she shed. Awesome. Hello, Kathy. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Brenda. I'm sorry you missed so much of class yesterday. I hope you went back and watched the replay. Hey, is it, okay, I wanted to ask you, is it Lisa or Lisa? I didn't know. Hey, Melissa. Hey, Evelyn, aka Michael. You've been popping on under your own account lately. How come you jumped out on his? That's funny. Okay, tell me what's in your cup, guys. Oh, thank you, Cheryl. I appreciate that. Yeah, it was a pretty cool card. I'll show everybody in case they're wondering what it looked like if they didn't see it. Water. Oh, you must be using your computer then. Oh, sorry, those went by really fast. I missed some stuff. Okay, hold on. So it is Lisa. Okay. Great. Good to know. Everybody welcome Lisa. She's going to be on with us a lot, I'm sure. Is there anybody else new on? You're trying to give up Diet Pepsi, so you're drinking tea. Are you drinking caffeinated tea or herbal tea like I am? Oh, Marie and Lisa know each other. Hey, Marie. Okay. So this was the, what am I trying to say? The fun fold that we made yesterday during Fun Fold Friday. And it's a locking fun fold card. So, and this is the other one that I had made previously that had a fun little edge. The difference is that you have to kind of pop it behind there. So this one is definitely easier and more efficient and still really cool. So yeah, this was a lot of fun to make. So yeah, we did that yesterday. Okay. Oh, don't do that, right? Half and half. I have some of the Celestial Seasoning Vanilla Rubio tea mixed with Lipton, but I'd rather do. Yeah, no caffeine is better. And in fact, I will give you an alternative. There's a couple of different alternatives that have energy properties without caffeine. But I will tell you that if you're going to do caffeine, green tea is the way to go. Green tea is very good for you. But I am doing, you guys, I don't know if you can see this, it's purple because this is a mix of butterfly pea flower, which is, it's a blue. It turns, the flowers are blue, and so your tea ends up blue. But you can put lemon in it, and it'll turn it this kind of like kind of a purpley blue, but mine is purple because I also put hibiscus in mine. So I mixed a red tea with a blue tea, and I ended up getting purple. So, but this is really good. I really enjoy this. But the butterfly pea flower is gives you energy and kind of helps your mood and stuff like that as well. So really good for you. But there are a couple of other herbal teas that are really great for energy as well. Hello, Denise. The tea guru. I'm not the tea guru, but I am trying to learn more. And so I've been researching quite a bit, actually. So, and we actually have quite a few teas that we drink. So I love longevity because longevity is really, really good for you. So let me see if this is cool enough for me to drink. Yay. Okay. And then I use local honey in there, and yeah, so, okay. Let's get started. We're going to do paper pumpkin. I don't know if everybody on here does paper pumpkin or not. If you don't, I hope that if you haven't signed up, if you're not signed up by today, you won't be able to get this month's, but this month's is hold on, I'm grabbing it. I'm finding it. It's somewhere up here. The So Cool one, and this is going to be so cute. It's got popsicles and fruits and different stuff in it, and it is supposed to be a family-friendly type kit too, so like kids can help you with it. So if you're wanting to do that, make sure you sign up by today, because today's the last day for that sign up. Then starting tomorrow, we'll have the next month sign up available. So and just text me if you need a link for signing up. Because if you don't have a demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. That's a great question, Lisa. It's really weird. You're showing up as open window, and I don't know what that means. I don't know if that's a company, maybe that's your company. Is that your flower shop? Maybe that's your flower shop. I was drinking, what was it called? I'm trying to remember right now. I think it might have been the Yogi brand. Well, I don't know if it was the Yogi brand or not. I can text you later and tell you what brand I have right now, but I can't think of what it is off the top of my head. But I'm moving towards loose leaf and as many things as I can because it's much more affordable. So, yeah. Okay. To business. All right, so let's get started on this. So, excuse me. This month's Paper Pumpkin box makes 8 cards. It is 2 designs, 4 of each. So for those of you that aren't familiar with Paper Pumpkin is a box that comes once a month. We get little hints of what's in it, but it's basically a surprise. You get an instruction booklet here to tell you how to put it together, including I can't open it now, ruler at the bottom for measuring out your twine or ribbon, and it also tells you what's in your kit, coordinating colors, gives you some alternatives here and some other things as well. And then in the kit you get a stamp set, which mine are mostly on blocks at the moment. So if you are on my team or one of my customers, I send you one of these sleeves to put your stamp set in so that you can put these in a little container, upright, and sort them and have them all together. And I put the little label on there for you and everything. And that's just a little gift from me. And I sometimes try to add other little things. I haven't done that lately, but I will be doing that again soon. The other thing that was in here, where did it go? I don't know where I put that before, was another, I'm sorry, I'm like struggling with my throat. That's why I asked my hubby to make me some tea. Was another little thing about making more things with this month's kit. Now this month's kit, every month you get the stamp set along with the kit and everything you need to make, as well as an ink spot. Let me show you what that looks like. I don't have this one here. Oh yeah, I do. Right, it's right here. And along with an ink spot like this, okay? And the ink spot is just a miniature of our regular ink pads, okay? So you can re-ink it with the re-inkers and everything, so there's no reason to ever get rid of this. I love these for taking on vacation, or if you're going to be traveling in any way, shape, or form, because they're much smaller. But I usually use the bigger pads the rest of the time. But if you don't have a color of bigger pad and you do have the spot, then that can save you in that moment. So to answer your question, Brenda, I do not use sugar, and I don't use any alternative sugars. I put honey in my tea. I use local honey. Alternative sugars and sugar are both so terrible for you, so I really try to avoid that kind of stuff. Okay, so what else? I think that was all I needed to tell you about paper pumpkin kits. Oh, and in your first one, you will get, if I can get mine. In your first one, you will get a block like this. It's a flat block. As you can see on the edge, it's totally flat. It is the same size as our D blocks, but this is an ergonomic block. So the blocks you'll see me use today are ergonomic, like this one. And that's just because that's what I prefer. Although these do have a really good purpose that some people like these more. I just like the ergonomic blocks better. And then some people like the way you can see through these. For some reason they think it's better. I don't know. I think they're the same. But I do like the straight edge, and I do use that for a couple of different techniques. So I will show you that later. If I don't, remind me, okay? Okay, so all that said, we are going to get started on how to make the actual card that they have in the kit, and I will then show you alternatives, including a layout. Before we do anything else, I want to kind of go over what's in the kit. I do have one set already pulled out for the purposes of sorry, I'm trying to find where to put this. Where do I put this? The purposes of making my kits. So in your kit, you have, besides your paperwork and such, you're going to have 4 of each of the card bases. And they are in the craft paper. It's kind of like a paper bag. It's similar to that. And then you have these inserts for your envelope, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So you have 2 different styles of insert. So I will show you with one of these how to do that. And then you have 2 pages of these, which technically you only need 1 to complete the class. So you have a whole sheet extra. You also have a sheet of these pieces, and you'll want to punch these out and get those ready. I'm going to show you how to punch these out. You have a sheet of labels for putting your sentiments on. So these are really great. So you can punch those out. And then you have 4 of these little seam pieces. Okay, so that is what's in your kit. Also this month in the kit, there was an extra thing because March is our anniversary month. And so they usually put like an extra stamp set, but this month we got a really fun treat. We got these, what do you call them? I just lost the word. I keep losing it today. I don't know why. What's the word, honey? Masks. You have these really cute masks so you can make scenes. And I absolutely love these. These are great. Having the sun and the stars and the clouds and the different parts of the mountains, I absolutely love it. Totally love it. So, and I will show you how to use these here in just a bit as well. Along with that, you got one of our sponges. And these are actually retiring, I believe, but I will show you how to use these in case you're wanting to buy some extras. We do have other things that you can use to blend things, and those would be our ink blending tools, are the, what do you call it? The daubers, sponge daubers, and then we also have our new blending brushes, which I adore. So there are techniques that you can do with the sponge that you can't do with the other two, and vice versa. So they all have a purpose. But so I'm gonna show you how I do this, because I feel like there's no reason to use an entire sponge ever. So I'm gonna show you what I do with my sponges. Okay, before we do that though, let me go ahead and show you the envelope thing. So I didn't use these to insert in any of my envelopes. However, I want to show you in case you're wanting to do that, okay? So the way this works is it's going to slide in here, and you want it to go below the sticky stuff, okay? And it should go, yeah, it goes all the way to the bottom, okay? So it goes all the way into the bottom of your envelope. So what we're going to do is we're going to put adhesive on this and then just slide it down in there. Now, you don't have to put adhesive on the whole thing. You really only have to put adhesive up here. So let me show you what I do. And honestly, you could cut this off about here and just have this here, and nobody would ever know the difference, because it doesn't have to go all the way down the bottom. So if you wanted to shave some of this off and use it for cards, you could. So, but let me show you what I do. So I just put a little bit of adhesive on this top area, and then I will slide this down in here. Try to open that up. Sorry, I had to use my stomach to open that. Push against. Okay, and I'm keeping this lifted up so it doesn't stick down until I want it to. And then I just want to make sure that I am centered between the two sides, and then I can let go of that and press that down. Then when you fold your envelope at the score line, just go over it with your bone folder so that you're going to get a nice crease, okay? And there you have a lined envelope. All right, so that's how you do that. Okay, now let me show you how to make the two cards in the kit. First of all, the first card that we're going to do is the peach one, this one right here, which requires these trees. So let me show you the best way to punch these out so you don't have anything tear, or it's just a real pain if you do it any other way, really, I've discovered. So if you want to take your finger or your bone folder and hold down the pieces like this as you pull, and then just push this piece down and this little piece, and just kind of hold it down as you pull that away, just so that it doesn't tear anything important. Then you'll have a nice piece and these won't tear or anything like that. And you can do that to the whole sheet. Okay. So the first card is the peach card, and I'm going to show you how they made it, and then I will show you my alternatives after that. So to start off with, give me 1 second. My computer's doing that thing where it won't play my videos again. It's so weird when it does that. I don't know why it does that sometimes. I don't know if it's Facebook or if it's me or my computer. Okay. I bet that's why I wasn't seeing any comments too. Yep. Hello, Margaret. Margaret, you won yesterday's drawing for the paper, so I need to know which one of these 4 paper packs you want. And then I'm going to need you to text me your address. So you can have the Brights, the 1921 or 1820 in colors from the 2019 catalog, or you can have a pack of the Oso Ombre. And so these are the colors, the in colors that are leaving, And these are the colors that we had right before that have the lovely lipstick and these really bright colors in them. And then these are our Brights family. Okay. So let me know which of these 4 you want, Margaret, and I will get these out in the mail to you once you text me your address. And thank you so much for sharing. If anyone is willing to share my video, I appreciate that so much. And if you are willing to, hey Terry, and if you are willing to give it a thumbs up or a heart, you know, the more hearts, the better. The more comments, the better. The more sharing, the better. All those things help me out. So I really appreciate that, guys. Okay, so I'm going to take one of the large labels that they have in the kit. And I am going to take I'm going to use my big stamp pad. So I hope you guys don't mind that. It just goes faster for me. I'm going to take my Here's to You stamp. And I'm going to ink that up. And then I'm just going to line that up, hopefully. And press. And then I'm going to try to hold that down while I lift up. Okay. Hopefully you guys already know not to wiggle your stamp, your, what is it called? your stamp or the block. You want to press down firmly, hold it there, and then just lift up. Okay. And when you stamp into an ink pad like this, a lot of people don't know this either. If you're an old school inker, this will be so confusing to you because these are kind of a dense foam pad instead of what we used to use, and so you just want to barely tap. It's like we call it kissing the bunny. You just barely tap. I'm barely touching the ink pad, so I just kind of tap all over. I don't want to smush it down in there, or this will happen, and I'll get ink all over my block. And all over the parts of my stamp that I don't want it in. Now I have to wipe that off. Oh, the sacrifices I make to show things. I'm just kidding. Okay, so yeah, so you just want to tap. Okay. I'm going to close that just so I don't get ink on myself while I'm doing this. So first of all, we're going to fold this over. Now, if you want to do what I've taught in the past, where you cut the back off of the card and put this on a piece of white cardstock to give yourself this nice color for another card, you most certainly can do that. I certainly did. But I'm going to go ahead and show you this time full out how they have you do it. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to flip over. Well, let's do these 4 pieces before we do our sentiment first. We're going to flip these over, and in your kit, there is a pack of mini dimensionals. Now, I have to say, I really wish they'd put a large dimensional pack in this as well, because I feel like in the next card, it's sort of needed. In this one, you'd be fine, but in the next card, it would have gone a long way. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what I did with this. And like I said, I would have put large dimensionals in this, but I don't know why they didn't. They usually do, but I know you want small dimensionals for this stuff, but it would have been lovely to have both. But maybe that would have been. So you can also take these and slice them from one corner to another across the way. And then take that and use it on like the really skinny areas. So we have a couple of really skinny trees. I'm going to do that one more time so you guys can kind of see it. I usually do it on my actual piece of release paper. Hey Chris, glad to have you. So up here at the top, I like to put those little half pieces because you can't really get a full even mini dimensional up there. And I just want it to have a little bit of support. So that helps a lot. Oh, it is time for me to have my smoothie. My stomach is making noises. Okay, and then we're going to do dimensionals on these. And if you try to put the flat edge on these really narrow areas on the edge of it, then that will help you from going over the edge. Oops. I got two. Oops. Okay. I can't wait to show you the layout. It's so cute. I know there's quite a few of you that didn't start doing Paper Pumpkin because you were like, but I like scrapbooking. And then once you were with me for a little while, you realized that you can do both. And I know a lot, Evelyn is one of those people, and she does scrapbook pages every time with hers, with her kit, along with cards, I believe. And it's nice to be able to expand your kit and do more with it if you want to. If you're just looking for something that you can do quickly, it's nice to just have a quick card kit to make things with. But if you want to be able to do extra stuff above and beyond what the kit calls for, you can. And it's great to think outside the box and do things differently and use your own imagination. So I hope that these videos with the alternatives inspire you, not just to copy me. I mean, you're welcome to. I certainly don't care. But to, you know, try to come up with your own things using the kit. And I bet you'll come up with some amazing stuff. Okay. Sometimes these little release papers like to hold on to me. They're like staticky. Okay, so I'm going to take this now, and we're not going to put this directly at the corner. We actually want to come over a little bit this way and a little bit down. So about like that. Hopefully that's straight. Sometimes my lighting makes shadows for me and I can't. I put on these nice bright lights for you guys, and then it makes funny shadows because they're like up here shining down, and so I get these shadows on this end. Okay, so then I'm going to take this green piece and take the little backings off of that. Marie said, yep, to the layouts. She is one of my layout gurus. And she makes some beautiful layouts too. She's posted some of them. I hope she keeps posting them because they're really nice. So we're going to put this one askew. That's kind of the whole point of this. Oh, guys, you know what we didn't do? We didn't stamp on this. My apologies, I forgot. If you want to get your little bird out, this is doable, okay? I promise. You can do this even after you've put the dimensionals on, especially if you have a lot like I do. So just get your little bird, and you want him to, the V one to be flying the V up, and then the other one is kind of just swooping. So just barely touch it and lift it, and you'll be fine. Just don't push, and you'll be good. Okay, I'm so sorry I forgot about that. That is my bad. Those little birds, I always forget them. In fact, there's probably some of these cards that I made that I need to go back through and put birds on because I forget that that stamp is there. One of the things I love about the stamp sets is that they always provide a lot of stamps that aren't even used in the cards, and so you can do a whole lot more with them, which is really nice. So this yellow cloud one, we're going to go almost to the edge, but not quite, and a little bit above this image. About the same distance away from the edge as above. And then, where'd my other one go? It's right here. It was upside down. I didn't see it. Amongst all these little pieces. You will after Mother's Day. Are you just too busy between now and then? I'm sure. Okay, and then this one, we're going to come, we don't want it to be in line with this edge. We want it to be over a little bit more. And the reason that we're doing that is because we want these to be askew. And I know that's weird for some people that, especially if you're a little bit OCD, it can be hard to do that. But I encourage you, because I'm a little OCD tendency too, to expand and use your creativity and try to see it another way, because this makes a really cool image. And when you see some of my other cards and my layout in particular, you'll see how I continued that theme. Okay, now this one is going to go right here. So it's partly going to be on top of this, and then partly, I guess, about right there. Okay, and then, but then this part is hanging. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this over so that it's right side, it's upside down. And I want to put my dimensionals only on, only on the top, or in this case, the bottom. And I'm going to leave a little bit over here undone because that tree is there. So basically we only want the top of the sentiment to have dimensionals, and therefore that means we're putting it on the bottom once we flipped it over. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and take these off, but I'm not going to put it on yet. I'm going to set it aside for just a second, and then I'm going to take my twine, and I'm actually going to use mine from my other kit if that's okay with you guys, just to finish this one up. And I'm going to take, you can use one of the glue dots from the kit. I barely used mine at all. Use a couple of these and just put them right here, close to the green piece. And I'm going to put one end in one of those, and then I'm going to work with the fact that this kind of, whoops, twirls on its own, and make, if you take your thumb on this and go like this, you can make it stop doing that, by the way. So if you want it to cooperate. So I'm just going to make several loops with this. And then I will bring it back in here and put it in the other glue dot. Like so. Okay, so now I have some loops here. And then I'm going to take my sentiment and I'm going to go right over that. Like so. There we go. And there you have the first card. I actually got bigger loops on that one than I did on my original. My original is smaller. Okay. So that's our first card. Now, let's do the second one, which is this one. And you might notice that this one looks a little different from the one on the thing. And I'm going to show you how to do it the way they showed it. But I wanted you to see that if you don't like the 3 happy birthdays, you can just do this. So, I don't know. I find it a little bit, I don't know, redundant. This is a really simple card. So I think that's why they did it, because they felt like it needed to be more complicated, but it doesn't really. It's such a pretty scene. Okay, so I've got that done. And then what we're going to do, we need to stamp our little birdies and our happy birthdays. So the birdies, this time I'm actually going to push down a little bit and then lift. That's ready to go. And then my happy birthday, which this is a very tiny happy birthday stamp, so I'm just going to lay these out. And we'll just stamp in the center of each of these. It's a tiny little happy birthday. Like so. Okay. Now, we need to do some twine on this. So before we put this on, we're going to flip this over, and I'm going to show you a way to save twine. So what they would have you do is wind this around 3 times and then tie it in the back. Well, then all this twine in the back is not used. So what I'm going to show you is a little trick to save twine. Now we want the twine to go right under these trees and kind of like right about here. So I'm just going to set this up with my grid paper and then flip it just so I can kind of get an idea of where I want it. So I want it at this 9.5 basically. Okay, so I'm going to go across that area. There we go. With some adhesive up against the edge of my card. I'm going to place my twine in that, and then I will come across the card and press it back in, and then I will cut that off. There's one. Now I'll do another one. There's 2, and then one on the other side there, and there's 3. So I saved a ton of twine by not going around that 3 times the way they suggested. And I put a little bit more on there just to be sure that it's holding it down. Probably don't need to, but you know. Okay, so in the picture they have this lifted up on top of dimensionals. Okay, so it is lifted up. It is not flat on the card. If you want to put it flat on the card, you can. But I'm going to show you some other options. So the first option is to use your dimensional edge. So you're just going to want to cut up to your dimensionals with this. And then you can use this edge to go around your card. Like so, okay? The other thing you can do is use our, if you have them, or if you want to purchase them, of course, you can use our dimensional sheets. And so these are basically the same things as dimensionals, but these foam adhesive sheets are a full sheet that hasn't been cut. That one was sticking together. Okay, so you have a full sheet of the foam, okay, with the stuff on both sides. So you can make your own size pieces to fit in here. So I have a couple pieces that are left over, so I'm going to use this one to start with. And then I'm just going to cut a little piece . I usually do this with a bigger blade so that I don't crunch it like that. So I'll cut another piece like this. And whoops, it was a little long. Okay. And fit that in there like that. And then if you want to fit in a couple extra dimensionals, or you want to cut another little piece to fit in there, I've got 3 little leftover dimensionals here I'm going to use. Okay. So that shows you how that works. So you do what works best for you. I just wanted you to see that you have options, but you don't even have to put it up on foam. You could totally just lay it flat if you want to. The only problem with laying it flat is that you have that ribbon there, and sometimes that makes a little bit of a bump. So just keep that in mind if that bugs you. It doesn't bug everybody, so. Okay, so now we're going to take this and we're going to center this on our card. Oh, it got It got one of the little things stuck under there. Okay. Let's get rid of all these. All this trash. Put it in my trash can. Okay. Now we need to do these. So you can also put these up on dimensionals, which is what it recommends. So we're going to flip these over and use our baby dimensionals, our little minis on this. So 1, 2, 3 per thing should work. Now, what I recommend is that you put the first one down on the ribbon because it wants you to do them 1, 2, 3 on the ribbon. And I just realized mine's a little bit, there we go. Okay, so you notice I put mine under because that's where I wanted mine to be. You can put it wherever you want. But since they want you to have 3, they do have the first one being on top of the ribbon. So I recommend doing that. Then they have the next 3 just lined up, 1 under, 1 on top, and 1 below. Or you could do them like this. So just for fun, I'm going to do mine like that because you've seen the example on the instructions of it the other way. So I just kind of want to show you some differences. I've just got to be different, really. That's all it is. Okay. And so about the same distance apart. Oops. My shadow is throwing me off again, or the shadow. There we go. All right. So you can do it however you want to, but that's 1 or 2 of the ways that you can do it other than the way that it shows you here on the page where they're just all lined up. Okay? All right. So there are the 2 cards, the way they have you make them. Want to see some alternatives? Okay, and then we'll do drawings too. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to show you is, so this kit you could essentially separate into 4 parts. You have 4 of everything plus some extra trees. So what I did is I essentially took 1 full set of things to make each of my alternatives, and then I had some leftover pieces from other things that I used as well. So like the leftover envelope inserts, I actually cut open an envelope at one point, things like that. My hands are really puffy today. I'm just noticing that on the camera. I knew it earlier, but Margaret, did you pick a color paper? Because I'm going to let other people pick from that today. So if you can tell me which one of those you want. I may have missed it. If you don't mind posting it again, that'd be great. Okay, so here's my layout. I know you can't see all of it at once. So I used the new Pale Papaya paper for this. Did I use So Saffron? I'm looking at it now, and I think it's the So Saffron. Never mind. I thought about using the Pale Papaya. It's the So Saffron. So I used So Saffron for this, and then I obviously cut my cards. These 2 pieces are the back of a card and the front. Then this is a front and this is a back. So I cut my cards in half, and I used those. I also used some cardstock behind this piece and this one, and this one. These 2 are envelope inserts cut down. Obviously I have my little scene here, which this would be great for a little vignette photo, like if you did a little oval right here photo, that would be really great for that. Then obviously here I put my little square for either a vignette photo or in particular for journaling. It's a great place for journaling. I used these little pieces as well, and I even cut them down in some spots. And then I added my own strips of cardstock throughout the whole thing to add some more of that pizzazz to it. I stamped "Here's to You" over here on this one. And I added some of our They're called, now I can't think of what they're called. Hold on. And they are carrying over to the new catalog, so that's great. This, of course, is the old catalog. They are called, or the current catalog, Artistry Blooms Sequins. So I love those. They're one of my favorites. They come in, this one is the Calypso Coral color, but they also have, if I can open my little case here, they also have Coastal Cabana, I forget, I think this is Mango Melody, and then either Rich Razzleberry, I think it's Rich Razzleberry, yeah. So they have 4 different colors, and because they're AB, they're Aurora Borealis, so they have that kind of shimmer look to them, they kind of shift colors, which is really nice. Hold on, I'm sorry, I'm checking something. What's always your trick, Martha? And then what do you need to do? If I said Martha, I didn't mean to. I thought I said Margaret. Margaret Brady. I need Margaret to tell me which of these colors, which of these paper packs she wants. So the Brights, the 1820, the 1921, or the Oso Ombre. Because she gets a, she won the drawing yesterday. If that's what you were talking about. Sorry if I said your name instead, Martha. I meant Margaret. Okay, so then I use the Calypso Coral ones here just in a few places to add something extra. So I hope you guys like this. I think it turned out really cute. And yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. So there's one of the sets that were left over. Okay, then with the next set, I made these. Now some of these are takeoffs of some of the extras that they showed you on some of these publications, like on the back here. I tried to do one similar to this. I didn't do one exactly like that, but I did do something similar at one point. And then I think I did this one, but I regret not doing something to emboss this paper. I wish I had, so oh well. And I did something similar to that. I didn't do the star because it was a completely different color, and that meant going completely outside the kit, so I just left that out. But it is something I will do with this with the masks in the future. Okay, and I am going to show you how to use the mask and to cut your sponges. So give me a second here. Okay, so here's the first alternative. I just embossed this is made out of South Sea foam, the card base, and I embossed the front with the Pinewood Planks embossing folder, which is going away, by the way, so grab it now while you can. Where did I put the other two? I don't even know. That's so weird. I put them somewhere, obviously, but I don't know where. Okay. Oh, there they are. I see them. Okay. So, I made this one. So I just used the tree stamp that's in the stamp set to stamp trees here. I used 2 sets of the trees. Since we had extras, we could do that. I cut a little piece off. You can either use the envelope or the bottom of this card and put that at the bottom, and then made my own white strip for this sentiment from the kit. And of course the little birdies. I could have also done clouds, but I didn't take the time to do that. That wasn't in the example, so okay. Then I did find a place to put these here. Okay, so then I did this one, which is using that same piece, but I added the trees in the front, and I stamped the May Your Journey. It's the same one here. So I made 2 backgrounds basically. I did add a piece of coral paper behind this as well as a border. And this is on a white note card, but this is the back of, actually this is technically the front. Yep. So I'll show you why in a minute, but this is actually the front that has the image on it, and I'll show you what I did. I actually cut the image out, which is on this card. So let me explain. So this piece here, I cut this out using our trimmer, and I put that front of the card here on top of my white card base. And then when I put this on top, you couldn't see the hole. Tricky, tricky. And then I cut the sunshine, and let me grab one of the blank envelopes. That'll be easier to show you. So then I cut the mountains out of it and just use that bottom piece, and I actually use this piece later. This I did with the stencils. So I did the clouds and the mountains with the stencils. I did use the sponge for those. Had I used another tool, I think it would have been even prettier, but it does work. So yeah, so that's how I did that, and then I just put that on here. Now this is also on a white card base, so that means I took the front or back of the peacock card and put that on top of this. And I put the twine around it before I glued it to the white card base. So I hope that makes sense. Oh, and the trees, I just took one of these and flipped it around and sponged that as well. And I kind of cut it off as well. So kind of tried to copy the one that was on that sheet. So that's what that looked like. Okay. Next. Erase that. Do you mean erase what do I need to do, Martha? I'm not sure. Okay. Then this one is my version of this card here. I just did something similar. So I did my sunshine, and I stamped flowers using the same set I used yesterday, which is the In Bloom set. And I actually used the leaves from Forever Blossoms on this one. Okay. And then I did raise this up, and I put it on a border of Calypso Coral. I also put a border on the sentiment here. The sentiment comes from this set as well. I needed a nice long sentiment for that one. And then this is on a Petal Pink card, which I need to still put my insert in here. I just didn't have time. So, okay, these two, well, the next four were used by cutting up the envelope inserts. So I made these two here with the main piece of the envelope insert, but as you can see, I cut off a section to the right and then the kind of envelope-y part at the top. So I used these, I made borders for them, and then here's that piece with the sun on it, so it looks kind of like a sunset or sunrise. I also cut this piece in half and put it on either side, so it looks like it's going all the way across, but it's not. So you can see a couple of different little tricks that I use to make things seem like they're longer than they are. And of course the twine is wrapped around this piece, and then that is glued down to my white card base. And I didn't put any twine on this one, but I could. And again, I'm noticing I didn't put birds on it. I did put them on that, but I didn't put birds on a lot of these things. So I may go back through and put birds on some of these. And then these two cards were what was left from this. So let's see, how did that work? Okay, so this piece came from the side, and then this piece came from the top, I think, is how that worked out. So I had these two pieces, and I just bordered those, and these two pieces bordered those. And then this is where I want to show you how to do the sunshine, because I've now shown you this card and now these two. So I punched out some circles using the circle punches that are leaving. which is the 2 and the 2 1/4 punch for my background circle and my forward circle. So let me show you how to do that real quick. So I'm going to take my 2-inch punch and I'll punch out a circle here. Move these out of the way. And you can see I've been using these artistic on there too, those little things. So now I'm going to take this piece of paper and I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive on the back and then put that on this paper. It will come up, I promise. Then I'm going to take my little mask and I'm going to center that where I want it to be. Then I'm going to take some washi tape and keep that centered here. Put it down. And I want to get kind of close to the circle because that'll keep things from moving. Okay, Martha. Like this. Okay. So, and it's not perfectly centered, I don't think, but it's close. Okay, so now let me show you what I did with these. So what I do is I take my sponge and a long-handled pair of scissors. This could be longer, but this is the longest one I have in my craft room. And I cut it in half. Then I take this piece and I'm going to cut it into thirds. So it's like a 6-piece pie, pieces of pie. So I end up with 6 of these little pieces when it's all said and done. Then I take that piece, well, I'll take this one just to show you. This is my olive one that I need to set up here. And I fold this over. This is 1 inch by 2. I usually score it, but that's okay. Makes it prettier. Okay. And I write Old Olive on here. Then I take my stapler and I'm going to take this. I want the curved piece to be where I put my ink. So I'm going to put this up here. And I'm going to pinch it really hard and put my stapler in there and staple that on. So now I have a little sponge piece and then I have a little place where I put all these. You can also just use the same piece over and over again and wash it. That is acceptable. So don't feel like you have to do it that way. Let me find my yellow one. Is this my yellow one? I can't even tell. I think so. Okay. So I'm going to take my Bumblebee, which is the color that's in the... I haven't put the little things on this yet. So that's the color that's in the kit. And what you'll notice about this particular mask, and you got to be careful about this with masks, you don't want to move these little pieces, these little arms around. So the easiest way to do this is to come towards the center and just brush towards the center. Oops. All the way around. And then you can dab in the center too. Like so. And then we'll set that off to the side there. Close this up. I don't want to get ink on my hands. And then we're going to take these pieces, and we can use these over and over again, these pieces of tape. There we go. And we have our little piece of sun. And he's down there, so just gently lift that up And there you go. You have your little sun. Or if you're doing it on an angled piece, whatever. So now I'm going to take this, and I've got some water or our mist. I'll put that on a little cloth, and then just wipe again towards the center to get all that ink off of there. Or you could wash it in the faucet if you want to. I just don't have a faucet right here, so. And that's how I clean them off when I'm in my craft room. Okay, so that's how I do that. Let's see. Next is the other set of cards that I made. And I still had a ton of envelopes left because I didn't use all these. I only used one actually when it came down to it. And I have, where did I put it? Right there. I still have the top of that envelope as well. Whoops. Okay, I still have the top of that envelope that I used, and I still have all of these pieces that I haven't used yet. I will, but this is still left from the kit, as well as twine and a whole bunch of the labels and all kinds of stuff, as well as the things that aren't consumable, like the stamp kit and the sponges and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so here's the last of my alternatives that I made. So this one has that piece of the envelope behind there as a layer. And then I punched out the circles, and I used a stamp from, I thought about it, I could have used some of these, but I didn't. I actually grabbed the Thinking of You from Happy Thoughts. I just wanted something that fit this space a little better than what I had. Now I could have cut this one, which I do regularly, and done Here's to You, like here's and then to you under, or masked it off, either way. But I just wanted to do something different. I usually do that. So, and this is of course up on dimensionals as well. Next was this one here, which you can see that I used these pieces of cardstock and even a piece of the envelope to add to this one. And again, it's on a piece of white cardstock. What do you guys think about these alternatives? Do you like them? This is using a piece of the envelope insert and Calypso Coral for the card base, and a piece of, I think this is actually the card back. Yep, this is the card back in the petal pink. Pretty, huh? I think they turned out really pretty. I don't really like this one as much. I was playing around. There's a piece of envelope. It's okay. It's just not my best work. But it works. This one I think is really cool. So check this out. This is a Z-fold. So you can write over here or over here. I just would, you know, not write in the space that you can see, but I think it's kind of fun that it's kind of a peekaboo. So I would write over here if it was me, but yeah. So I did that one. And again, this is a piece from the insert, envelope insert. And then I made two of these. So these are the same. And this is actually on a piece of Pretty Peacock cardstock. So I had run out of card bases at that point, of course. And then I did the Seaside Spray underneath that. And then the two pieces from the envelopes made my circles and made a cute little banner. And then I took two of the pieces that came from, well, basically they looked like this, which means they came from the top of the envelope. They came from up here after I'd cut these big pieces away. So I took those two pieces and just put them up against each other and then put a band of cardstock across it so you couldn't see where they came together. So that's a fun way to do that. It makes it look like a big piece, but it's not. And that was on old olive cardstock. All right, so that is a lot of cards, a lot of alternative cards, plus the two originals. and a layout that I made instead of the just plain old original 8 cards. So you can make the original 8 cards if you want to, if you like them the way they are and you just want to do that. That is okay. There's no reason why you can't, but it is really fun to do this as well. I'm going to do a drawing real quick, but before I do, let me get these all caught up on each other. Let me give you a few quick announcements, and I have some new stuff to show you too, in fact. Okay, so for anyone who's new and hasn't joined me before, my name's been up here the whole time, so I'm sure you already know. My name is Jeri Mobley, and I am an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. I love it. I totally love my job. I started as just a hobby demonstrator. In other words, I just joined to buy stuff at a discount. But after about a year, I decided I wanted to do this as a business, and so I have been. Okay. So I am on Facebook Live on Fridays and Saturdays at 2 p.m. Central. So I don't know if any of the new people are still on. I hope you are. But if you would like to join me for any other classes, including craft organizing, Fun Fold Fridays, Paper Crafting 101, Advanced Paper Crafting, my monthly class, my monthly club, of course, Paper Pumpkin, paper shares, kit classes, etc., please do. Please join me Fridays and Saturdays at 2 p.m. Central. Here is my April host code in case anybody needs it. And if you buy $60 from me on my page, you can go here to shop with me. You get this free set of blue adhesive back gems from me. My May club is still open. Here is one of the cards. There are 4 projects plus an add-on layout if you're interested in that. There are 4 cards. This is one of them. It's a sneak peek because I actually don't show all my cards. It's kind of a surprise. And that is still open till the 21st. Then I have my, June classes available already. So the first one is the Shark Frenzy class. And this is a shaker card. I adore it. This one, of course, has the fun little top. And this one is a shadow box card. So it goes in the envelope like this, and when it pops out, it's 3D, which is really fun, and you can set it up like this. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a cute card. And I also did a layout for this class that is stinking adorable, I must say myself. Isn't this cute with all these bubbles up the side? And I love these little fish. They look like goldfish to me. Not real goldfish, like goldfish crackers. And the cool thing is you can do anything you want with this. You can make these look like Grandma and Papa, or, and the same thing with the cards. You can choose what you want these to all look like. There's all these fun little accessories like a hat and a necklace and just all kinds of stuff, ties and monocles and you name it. And so this is a really cute layout that I did, and I think it's so much fun. And I would love to do this class with you. So please join us for that. That'll be open until May 7th. And then finally, I can only show you the one card, but my June club will be using the Butterfly Brilliance set, and you guys, there's so much you can do with this set. I couldn't even begin to start. So, and the layout is fabulous, but this is using the glitter paper. I don't even know if you guys can see that, but this is using the glitter paper, and it is so pretty. I don't know if you guys can see that shining under there. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, so that'll be the club for June, and it was so much fun to do. You're going to love it. Also, my paper share is coming up. I know this is a lot. I just got to get it out there. My paper share is coming up. If you've never done a paper share before, ask any of the ladies on here that have done it, and they will tell you that it is so much fun because we also do a party with ours, and we do 10 card kits. So you will have so much fun doing a paper share with us. So please join us. I'd love to have you. Just give me a call and let me know. My paper share is $65. That gives you 180 sheets of 6x6 paper. It's all the new DSP in the catalog. Plus, if you'd like to add on the specialty paper, you can for $8. And if you want to add on the stamp and bundle set, the stamp set or the bundle of the pansy patch, which is what we're going to be using, you can do that as well. You can use any sentiments you want, guys, as long as they fit in whatever I use for the sentiments. So, but that's what we'll be using. So, yeah. So this is really fun. Oh, and I give you that for free with free shipping on the stamp set or bundle. So it's a lot of fun. We have prizes. I give away gifts on top of the prizes. Everyone gets gifts, which is really nice as well. My spring bingo will still be going through the end of June. My new annual bingo will go out with my cat bit it. Can you see that? We'll be going out with the new catalogs, and that will start next month and go till the end of April next year. So there you have it, guys. That's all the announcements. Let's do a drawing. Hopefully everybody's still on. Okay. Yes, the butterfly kit's amazing. Thanks for saying that, Cheryl. I appreciate it. Oh, cool, Marie. I'm glad you bought the butterfly kit already. You'll be ready to go. Oh, thank you, Joanne. That's so sweet. Thank you, Terry. Okay. I just want to make sure I didn't miss any comments. Alrighty, here we go. I don't know that I ever heard from... I swear she was on here, but I don't know. Margaret, are you still on here? I don't know. Maybe she had to leave. I'll try to text her, but she is going to pick first, theoretically, from those 4 papers, and then whoever wins will get to pick from the other 3. So, here we go. Denise Ray. Landed on you. Denise Ray. You won... Let me get a sticky. So, Denise Ray, I don't know if you're still on or not, but you won whichever one of these 4 packs of paper Margaret doesn't pick. You can pick the next. Okay. And then I need to pick from last week. Denise Ray. And then next week on Friday and Saturday, we'll pick from the last whatever 2 are left from this. Lisa, I will. In fact, I'm more than happy to send you some texts about stuff. I know that's a lot. It really is. This time of year, there's a lot going on. So I apologize for that. But I will certainly give you some more information so that you know what's going on completely. But if you have any questions about anything I just talked about, please feel free to text me or call me and ask me. I don't mind. So let me go ahead and grab the ones for from last week, which last week we did the class. So we have this one to do from last week. So let me find out who's going to win that. So if you guys are wondering how this works, every week, every class, I do a drawing. And then the following week, after people have had a chance to see the replay, if they weren't able to be live and make comments, I do another drawing off the comments. So that way, if you are live, you're going to get basically two chances to win. And if you had to watch it later, that's okay. You still get a chance. That's kind of what I'm going for. So I hope that makes sense. So I'm going to go over here to the Hydrangea Hill class that we did last week. And we will pull up all the comments here. Takes me a second. Give me one moment here. Did I get them all? Oh, wait, nope. Okay. Pull up all these comments. Come on. It's thinking. Okay, I think I got them all up here. All right, are we ready? And scroll. It landed on Cheryl Leon. Cheryl, you win all the time. Okay, so Cheryl wins this. I think it's because she comments a lot. It does help when you comment more. So, Cheryl, you won this one. Margaret, I need to know which of these 4 you want. Denise, you'll get to pick from what's left of those 4, the next 3, basically. And then we'll use the other 2 for the following week's classes. Okay. I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much for joining me for today's Paper Pumpkin, and I hope you have a wonderful week. I will see you Friday and Saturday next week at 2 p.m. Central. Have a great week. God bless. Bye.